girl, I don't know why I'm so winded, but it's absolutely stunning. Oh. Oh man, just having a moment. Put a little pep in my step to catch up with them, if I do catch up with them. Out of the usual routine, out of the city, to have a little me time in nature. The whole year is spectacular. Okay, enough with me. Look at these beautiful plants. Will I ever learn? God, I hope so. Not going the wrong direction, but on a different trail that I thought I was supposed to be on. You know, whenever you step into nature, wherever you are, it can just bring you back to feeling like you're at home and feeling like you're someplace that you belong. Buen dia, good morning, how are you? I've started the ascent of my hike for the day. I did forget the name of it. I'll get back to you later. It's looking pretty good so far. It's gonna be 12 Ks with about a, I wanna say 550 meter elevation gain. Long story short, I am starting this late because that is my middle name. I was gonna say, except for periods. Oh wait, let me see. Let me check in on where this trail is going right now. Okay, back on the trail. It was a weird split to the road. Anyways, I'm an hour late and $18 short. Long story short, I can blame a few factors in this scenario, but the main factor is myself. I mapped it wrong, forgot something, went back up, and I probably missed the train by like 3 minutes. And then the next train was 40 minutes from that, and then that train got delayed by 20 minutes. So, in essence, I missed the bus from the train station to get to the trailhead. And then I tried to explain to the nice Uber driver to like drop me at the cul-de-sac, which is like the start of this trailhead, rather than like spending 20 minutes, 30 minutes walking through this town. But that's all good because I got to see the town. And so my friends are about an hour ahead of me on this hike, and they're both pretty fit. So, I mean, I told them to just go ahead without me because obviously they were here. And I was like, I'm going to try my best to catch up. Maybe I'll catch them around lunchtime. And if not, that's all good because honestly, I really enjoy going on hikes alone. I haven't done it in quite a while because the last one I went on was with a really big group. So it gives me some time to be by myself. And where does this split off to? Still very much on the road, but it gives me some time to be by myself and to do silly things like this. And I'll see them when I see them. And if not, maybe I'll catch a drink with them tonight. But yeah, gonna see my friends Corey and Annika. Annika is from Germany. We met playing volleyball. Corey is from Pennsylvania, and we also met playing volleyball. This started as a group of like 10 people, but 7 of them bailed. So it's just a little trio. Well, we'll see if the trio actually happens. Stay tuned. Update, I should have checked this ahead of time. They went clockwise, I went counterclockwise. So, if anything, we will see each other crossing in the middle, and I'll decide if I want to turn back with them or keep going in the direction that I was meant to, because it's a loop. So, yeah. Lessons for myself, as always. Will I ever learn? God, I hope so. Okay, so this is interesting. Boop, boop. Turning off this trail, which has just honestly been dirt road for the most part, to go up to the peak. Mirador Reblasoros. I'll pronounce that better later. And looks like I get to do a little scramble on the way up there to start. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Hey, actually, if you just climb to the left, it's totally okay, but maybe I shouldn't speak too soon before I actually get up to the top. But that wasn't as challenging as I thought that it could perhaps be. Great, I'm off road finally. Nothing like hiking on a road, as in I hate it. Also, thank goodness for all trails, because I was definitely not going the wrong direction, but on a different trail that I thought I was supposed to be on, but no, that trail didn't go up to the peak. So as soon as I rerouted it, all trails gave me the correct route, and I was like, oh, great, now I can go up top and not just like fake, like imagine a trail getting there. I could actually follow a real route that is on all trails. So I always have that downloaded for any hike I go on. I also pay for the, I don't know what version I have actually. There's like the really expensive version, and I think I got that when I was in Madeira, and I honestly didn't use it too much. But, God, my hair. The like $30 a year version, which is for the whole year, is spectacular. Okay, enough of me. Look at these beautiful plants. Whew. Oh my God, I really had to get out of the city. This is perfect. Whew. Girl, I don't know why I'm so winded, but it's absolutely stunning. Oh, hell yes to taking the day out of the usual routine and out of the city to have a little me time in nature. I mean, my mom hates that I do this, but it's what makes me happy. I reckon it's time for some new Solomons. What do we think? I've had these for a few years. I've kind of worn them to the bone. Ooh. Oh, ugly shadow. You know what I freaking miss so much right now? A freaking chopstick. Like, you know what I would do to just walk into Trader Joe's and pick up a few chopsticks and throw them in my bag right now? I would do a lot. That sounds so lush. I mean, happy with the snacks here and don't want to complain, but something about when you're hiking, just the way like a chopstick hits. I think when I get back to the US, one of the first places I'm going to go, aside from Amato's to probably get a good burrito, is Trader Joe's. Which I know sounds really lame, but you know, sometimes you just want your creature comforts. I think I can get RX bars here. I think I've seen them before. You know, honestly, I bet that I could order some of this stuff online. I could look into that, huh? Okay. Write that on the new list that I'm trying to make. Pause for dramatic effect of this awesome view. one of the gals I hung with last night, I met on the previous hike I did here, and we had a nice little dinner with another friend of mine who is also very outdoorsy and active, but we were discussing kind of mental health and, you know, if you're like a type A, type B, making lists and all those things. So she's really good at making lists and all of those things, maybe more than she would like to be. And I'm not like that at all, and I'm really trying to get there. But she has an everything bagel list in her phone, and so I said at the dinner table, I said, I'm doing the same thing. So I made a list in my phone, and I titled it Everything Bagel. And I wrote down all the things I need to do. And now I'm just going to continue to add to that list. And I know that that sounds so simple and so obvious for so many people. But for some of us, it's just not. I've never been that way. I've wanted to be that way. I've never been good at having daily planners. Even when I was little in school and I had a planner, like, I would always get in trouble because mine wasn't done correctly. I just have never known how to, and like maybe it's part of me not taking the time to, but I'm really diligent, and I was always good in school, just the organization part and time management always really set me back, and that has very much fed into my adult life. So like even something as simple as making a list can feel daunting to me, and then I know the whole time that like the wheels are turning. If I made the list, things would be easier, but I can't go from A to B in my head. I don't know. So these are things that I'm trying to be proactive with moving forward. Oh man, just having a moment. I've realized, or I think what I love so much about hiking, and I think this all the time, but I've never thought in this context, of whenever I'm with a friend hiking, I always say, like, you know, if someone dropped you here, where would you guess you are? Because usually you can't tell. You're just in nature and you take it in, and you can't tell what country you're in, what state you're in. Sometimes you can by, like, you know, the plants and such, but sometimes it looks really similar to somewhere else. And I looked out just now and I looked around me, and it just reminded me of like somewhere I could be in Arizona, just somewhere up north. And I just had this big sense of, oh my God, I feel like I'm home, or I could be home. And it just reminded me how, like, you know, whenever you step into nature, wherever you are, it can just bring you back to feeling like you're at home and feeling like you're someplace that you belong. And I think that's what's so powerful about nature and hiking, whether you surf or you go for a walk or you go camping or you go hiking, because it's a global feeling of just that sense of being in that spot in that moment of time, because you're not surrounded by signs or by languages. You're just amongst the plants and the animals and the breeze and the sunshine. And I think that's what's so wonderful. And so when I looked out, I just had this big overwhelming feeling, and I'm trying not to cry again. But I don't know, it's stunning. And so I hope you get out and get some good hiking in really soon. This is it. I'm not even at the top yet, but I just had to stop for that. There's a lot of bees that I hear buzzing around here, and I'm wondering, what are y'all chatting about? They're just buzzing away, doing their thing. Oh, where'd you go, buddy? Oh my God, there's so many. There's some people closing in on me, so I had to put a little pep in my step so I'd have time at the top solo. Also, I do not like getting passed by anyone on hikes. I feel like I've always been this way, but it amplified when I was dating somebody who was very competitive, him and his brother. And I also realized that my competitive nature does not bode well for dating. Whoops. Oh my god. I think I see my friends and I think I should jump scare them. But if it's not them, that will be really awkward. Let's see. It's not my friends. They're speaking Spanish. Okay, I will not jump scare them. Hola. Alright, it is lunchtime. I think I'm going to be joined by way too many people that I wanted to. Pesto chicken. So as you'll hear me say quite often, going down is not my strong suit, and Sarah told me that there would be like it'd be quite rocky going down, and we are here, and I'm just trying to, oh my god, keep my footing. This is honestly why I do core work at the gym, so that when I slip on rocks, hopefully I can catch and stabilize myself. This is the moment where like I'd be hiking with Aton and he'd look back and be like, oh my god, there's an 85-year-old woman hiking behind me who can't make it down. That's me. Oh my god, I would love trekking poles when I do those. This is getting really pretty. Oh my god, it just smells like rainfall. Oh my god. Like, you know, the smell of when it rains and it hits the dirt, and it's just one of the best smells. That's kind of like what it's like in Arizona when it rains, like a desert storm. There's nothing like it. It's so good. Kind of sad that I missed a bit of monsoon season this year, because Phoenix got a ton of rain, which is so good for them. I mean, my dad's motto is constantly like, oh, we need it. We need it. Always. That's what he says all the time. He also cares a lot about his lawn. He says, like, Phoenix, we need the rain. Which is true.
I find just like hiking is just like the best flow state for me. It's like really fast. The music in just enter that flow state, and it's pretty hard sometimes to do it with others. Maybe it's not hard, it's easy to do it on your own.
The top was nice and pretty. I didn't spend too much time up there. It was more of a efficient stop to eat my lunch, which was great. And there were a few people up there, and I just wanted my quiet time, but it was perfect. And then I have managed to, I'm gonna link up with my folks, I think. They're at a coffee shop, and I'm back on kind of this dirt road situation. So I reckon I'm pretty close to town, and we'll link up because there are no more buses. The buses stopped pretty early, like around 1:45 p.m. to go back towards Batera, where we catch the train back to Valencia. So put a little pep in my step to catch up with them. If I do catch up with them, I'd love not to spend another $20 on a silly little Uber. That'd be so unnecessary. So fingers crossed, soak in that sunshine for a last little bit and get on with the rest of this little shindig of a hike. I was just sending voice memos with my friend who we hiked Madeira together, and we went to Morocco together. It's actually a funny story. We used to date when we lived in Melbourne. He's from there. And we dated for like a few months, and then we ended a little tumultuously, but stayed friends and like became better friends post dating, and have actually like seen each other in like so many different places around the world since then. But we were just chatting about, we send voice memos, and I was like, oh, I need to like send one back on this hike. Which way do I go? So we were just discussing the joys of solo hiking, because like he and I, who have done hikes together, we each very much appreciate doing hikes by ourselves, which is just, it's just a different feeling. As he put it, and I would very much agree, you enter this flow state when you're by yourself. You just like, for me, like I really don't even listen to music that much, especially if it's a hike that I've never been on before, and I want to be really aware of my surroundings. I'm just really happy listening to the sounds of nature, and I'm incredibly good, probably too good at daydreaming and making up like 10 million scenarios in my head and picturing a whole movie in my head while I'm hiking or doing anything for that matter. So that's my flow state. And then when you're with friends, it's cool, but you know, you just have to like adjust your pace maybe. Oh my God, it's beautiful here. I just gotta show you. That street's nice. I like these little narrow streets. It's nice to explore more of Valencia that's not in the city center. I mean, we're in Serra, but it's still a part of like the state, the province of Valencia. I love this color. Wow. It's beautiful. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments if any of you also enjoy solo hiking. I think it's splendid when it calls for it. I mean, obviously there's times when you want to go with friends, but I think it's really important to learn how to do things by yourself and on your own. I mean, obviously I've heard people say it can almost be a detriment if you're too good. You can be too good at being by yourself. So there's definitely a balance, but I do think it's very important to know how to do things on your own and go explore and have adventures by yourself, and not just always rely on somebody to go do it with you to share that moment.